guys. Myself, we're taking Rio to work. Alrighty, Rio. Right, okay, all the way out. That's it. And then just. So Rio is behind me. He's 16, even though he looks 18. You obviously can't see him. You can see me, of course. So it's the first time I've driven the camper for a few days. So we're going to go for a drive. Every time I drive the camper, I worry we're going to break down. So this is a 1967 Volkswagen split screen. Hi Pat, we're having a drive. We're dropping my son to work. So it's going to be about 10 minutes each way. They don't half stink of petrol, these things. So I thought we could discuss today's lives. So I hope you can hear me okay. I've been chatting with Pamela. Pamela is one of our I think she is a subscriber to our channel, and she now she has reminded, how can I say it, she's respectfully messaged me saying, can we try and defend in a respectful way without any hate. Now I'll be honest with you, I personally feel that I do that. I personally think that I do defend in a respectful way. I never call people names. I never call Priscilla names, do I? I just expose the wrongdoing that she's done. Same goes for the Memphis Mafia, or Colonel Tom Parker, or Dr. Nick. I never call them names. Even, you know, people that have written fake Elvis books, even fake Elvis channels. Well, I don't know, I have called I have called a few fake Elvis channels names. I've called them like idiots or something, stupid, things like that. Only because they call me names. If someone calls me a name, I tend to call them a name back. Sorry guys, sorry. Anyway, so I can't control other people's comments. If other people are being hateful, saying nasty things, there's not much I can do about it. I'm not in charge. Obviously my Facebook page has nearly 9,000 members. Did you know that, Ria? I got my Facebook page, it's only been about 6 months and I've got nearly 9,000 members. Did you know that, Ria? It's quite good for a Facebook channel, isn't it? Don't you think? I think that's real. I'm really impressed that we've got that amount of people on our Facebook, on our Defending Elvis. So please join it, guys. Defending Elvis Facebook. I think it's a really good Facebook channel. We do get a lot of spam on there. I'm trying to delete all the spam, but it's not easy because there's so many. So if you get any odd messages on our Facebook page, please ignore it. Please ignore it, yeah? But please join it because it has a 24-hour chat on there. So you can go on there, you can share your videos, pictures, documents, you can have a chat, you can get to know each other. I really like our Facebook. I think our Facebook is quite unique because you can actually get to know each other on the 24-hour chat and learn a lot. You can learn, it's very educational. So this morning we did a couple of live streams concerning the Taking Care of Business logo. I think it's pretty obvious Elvis designed it, yeah? There's a grey area. Priscilla tries to say that she thought up the idea of the lightning part of the logo. I don't believe it. I do think the TCB was always, Elvis always wanted TCB, didn't he? He wanted TCB, yeah? But I don't believe that Priscilla thought up the lightning design. It's just how I feel. I just think it's bullshit. I just think the story of, you know, it's very convenient, isn't it, that, oh, we're on an aeroplane and Elvis had this idea of TCB and doing jewelry for his friends and family, and I drew it out and I put the words TCB at the top and the lightning bolt, and I showed it to Elvis and he liked it, and then he wanted to go and quickly get it all made. It's just too nice. It's too perfect. It's like the whole I was a virgin on the night of the wedding. It's just too perfect. We know it's not true. Lisa Marie Presley exposed, you know, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes. It's just an entertainment show. But Lisa Marie exposed that Priscilla has been lying for 40 years, yeah? Woo! Let's keep going. For 40 years, yeah? About the fact that she was a virgin on the night of the wedding. So that alone tells us that we know Priscilla can lie. Yeah? We know. So I'm sorry, I'm not convinced that that the logo was drawn by her and that it was her idea. I'm more convinced that Elvis drew the logo. It was his idea. Remember the comic Marvel? Then there is a connection with the army where they used the lightning bolt. There was this thing with the is it the South Coast Mafia had this motto of quick as a flash. There was a bit of that going on. So all I'm saying is that I think there was a number of things. We got a few comments from Billy Smith that are in an old book, an old Memphis Mafia book. And then we've got Lamar Fike talks about it. There's a few people that talk about different versions of what happened. And the general consensus is, I think, is that there was a number of circumstances that came together. Elvis thought up the letters TCB, and obviously the lightning logo, you know, the lightning strike could have come from from being in the army, from reading his comics, from the mafia, quick as a flash motto. So my end result is that I think it was Elvis that thought it all up. It was his drawing. So we've seen the drawing. You can find the drawing on YouTube, on Google. You can Google it and it all comes up. I think the name of the page I found that someone sent me was called Elvis Presley Taking Care of Business. I think there's a shop attached to it, things like that. Anyway, so it was Elvis's idea. That is my end thing, not Priscilla's. That's just my opinion. So Priscilla taking credit for it, in my opinion, is wrong. Yeah. The TCB, I think, is very clear. Even Priscilla has, if you listen carefully, and Nancy was pointing this out to me. Nancy, I've read your comments again. I understand what you were saying to me. I hope you're well, Nancy. The TCB letters were Elvis all wanted them. I think that's what Nancy was trying to tell me. So I get it, yeah? I still don't believe, even the aeroplane thing, I don't believe it. Just don't believe it, yeah? So, you know, that there was a lightning bolt. I mean, come on, if you were in an aeroplane and you saw lightning, you'd shit yourself, wouldn't you? But my point is, so the point of this quick live stream, this drive that we're in the camper van, the 1967 camper van, the point is this, guys. Priscilla is able to lie. She's capable of lying. We've proved it quite a few times. So it basically means that we can't trust anything that Priscilla has said to us in the last 50 years. We can't trust it. Now, I always say this. I'm not saying this because I hate Priscilla, because I don't hate Priscilla. I'm saying this because we can't trust her. Yeah? That's all I'm saying. We can't trust her. I mean, of course, Priscilla and Elvis both made mistakes in the relationship. They both were unfaithful. Well, that's one thing, we know that. So I'm not going to whitewash Elvis and say Elvis did nothing wrong, but he was a human being like we are. He made mistakes. Who's he beeping at? Meet me. You remember that? Meet me. Does that remind you of anything? Roadrunner, innit? So this is how it works for me. If Priscilla Presley can lie about or twist the truth and try and make it out that it was all her idea, she drew it and Elvis liked it and then got it made, if she can lie about the fact she was a virgin on the night of the wedding, because Lisa Marie has made that very clear, the world doesn't even know about the second divorce settlement. That was kept hush-hush. The only reason the world knows about the the second divorce settlement and the deed of trust, the lien that was placed on Graceland's, the only reason the world knows is because of researchers like Amy Collett, who find these information out, puts it out there, and then we get to know the truth that Priscilla, when Elvis, at the time Elvis died, was hammering Elvis for more money, had placed a massive debt on Graceland's using her lawyers to place a deed of trust, a debt, a lien, a charge. She also was demanding massive spousal payments and a percentage of Elvis's royalties. No one knows this. This is the second divorce settlement that was still going on in 1977. When Elvis died, Priscilla was still owed money because of this so-called divorce settlement that she promised she was never going to do. Remember, after the first divorce settlement in 1973, Priscilla said she would never go back for more money, but she did. So we know she's a liar. She lied about going back for more money. She lied. We know it. We've proved it in documents. Right, we're at Rio's work now. So we got to think about this. When we're defending Elvis, we have to take into account that, and we're defending Lisa Marie and the bloodline, we have to take into account that Priscilla is capable of lying. You know what I mean? Priscilla is capable of lying. So everything that is said, we have to take with a pinch of salt that Priscilla says. Again, I'm not saying that to be hateful. I'm saying that because we have to bear it in mind when we're defending Elvis, defending Lisa, defending Riley, defending Finley and Harper. So it makes me think, right, every single thing that Priscilla said, there's a possibility she lied, that it's a lie. If you look at the book Elvis and Me, remember the recent film that's just been shown on BBC Two, Priscilla, that was Sofia Coppola's film, that was based on the book Elvis and Me, yeah? Well, we know that there's many things in that book that are lies. We know it. We've proved it. Now, the public, the majority of the public are not interested in being told that they were lied to. They're not interested. They're just not interested. They believe the book Elvis and Me. Now, we the fans, we know. Right, Rio, I'm going to have to stop in here. Right, I'll stop here and then you can, then I'll just do go around in a circle, yeah? Yeah. Right, just be careful shutting that door, yeah? Alright, so Mum's getting you at 10, yeah? Good luck, enjoy it. Alright, bye. Right, love you. Right, Rio's off. Okay, we've made it and now we're going back. So, it tells me, guys, that, right, 10 minutes to get home, okay? It tells me we can't trust anything that is being told to us from any book. So remember, Priscilla's bringing out another book. Yeah? Softly as I whatever. Isn't it funny how she wants to name her book after a song and Lisa Marie's book was named after a song? It's just silly, isn't it? It's just... She never named... The book Elvis and Me was not named after a song, was it? But because this is, I always think there's a bit of revenge here with Lisa Marie's book, From Here to the Great Unknown. Right, okay, let's just go right there. It's like, I'll give you an example, like, she wouldn't, this is just my opinion, I'm thinking out loud, yeah? She wouldn't have named her book after a song if Lisa hadn't. Well, Lisa didn't, obviously Riley picked the name, yeah? But my point is, so Riley finishes Lisa's book because Lisa asked her to. The 16 tapes that we're all told about. And Riley makes the decision to call the book From Here to the Great Unknown, which we know we know the song, yeah? You know, even Lisa doing a duet with her father. And then this is my point I'm trying to make, guys. Would have Priscilla named... Oh, let's keep going. Would have Priscilla, I'm asking you guys, would have Priscilla named her book after a song if Riley hadn't have done? Put it in the comments, guys. Put it in the comments. Did Priscilla choose the name name of her new book that's coming out in September 3rd by Grand Central Publishers. Would ye have named it after a song if Riley hadn't named her book after a song? Yeah? You get it, guys? You know what I'm saying? Right, I get the feeling that everything that Priscilla is doing now is a reaction, yeah? Do you guys understand what I mean by that? Like for example, like we know that Priscilla stormed, in my opinion, Priscilla stormed into the Graceland book signing where Nicole Richie was there, Riley Keough's book signing event at Gracelands to publicise, promote the book From Here to the Great Unknown. I've always thought that they never knew that I was going to walk in that room. I agree that they probably did suspect that she was gonna turn up, but I've always thought they didn't think she was gonna go in that room because of the way there was no chair there. And I've always thought there was a look of surprise. I've always thought there was a look of surprise on Riley's face. Yeah? Riley was not expecting Priscilla to be there, I'm telling you. I've seen the pictures in the background, behind Gracelands, I've seen them. But I believe that Riley didn't think Priscilla was going to take over, because she took over, yeah? She grabs her opportunity to talk about Lisa, to talk about Michael Jackson in front of his granddaughter, goddaughter, whatever. And that whole book signing event was completely transformed into a Priscilla Presley event. That's what happened, which she shouldn't have done. She shouldn't have done. If your granddaughter, yeah, was releasing a book, would you take over the event? Would you place yourself in the middle of it and start talking about your problems? Because this is what Priscilla did. She places herself, oh guys, this is what Priscilla does. She makes herself center of attention. Yeah, you get it, guys? She's like, oh, this is all about me. She starts talking about Lisa. She starts talking about how difficult Lisa was. Yeah, you get it? Oh, Lisa was a difficult child, but you know, I had to go through it. I think, isn't that how she worded it? I went through it with her. She turned the Graceland book signing event that was about the new book From Here to the Great Unknown into the Priscilla Presley event. No way would have, in my opinion, there's no way Riley would have been happy that Priscilla stole the show. She just took over. Now remember, as she walked in, she had a massive round of applause and everybody was screaming and cheering with happiness. It always confuses me how Elvis fans, don't forget, people were there for Lisa's book. It always confuses me how Elvis fans, Lisa Marie fans, would cheer Priscilla knowing, especially if they've read the book, because we know that allegedly Michael Edwards abused his girlfriend's daughter. So Priscilla was the mother, the responsible mother to keep Lisa Marie safe. Her boyfriend Michael Edwards, the model, the movie star, wherever he was, allegedly abuses Lisa Marie. It's in her book From Here to the Great Unknown. Riley kept it in the book. So in the Graceland book signing event, Priscilla makes it all about herself and belittles poor Lisa Marie. I'm going back to the original point of this live stream, guys. The original point. Priscilla will lie. Priscilla will lie to get her way, to change public opinion, to trick the public, to con the public. That she made the decision to write the book Elvis and Me. She knew she could fool the public. She knew by that time, 1985, she knew she could say whatever she wants and the public would believe her, the public would agree with her, the public would not question her, including the interviewers. When she was doing these TV interviews, she had already lied enough to win public sympathy. The public, at the time of the release of the 1985 book, Elvis and Me, the public were conned and tricked and fooled and felt sorry for Priscilla. They actually felt sorry for her. They thought she was a victim of Elvis. And this is so far from the truth. Elvis was the victim. Elvis was the victim. The public were completely unaware of the divorce settlements, the second one, the unfaithfulness. They only knew about Mike Stone. They excused the Mike Stone affair because they thought, well, it's Elvis's fault because he was unfaithful. So they blamed Elvis for the fact that she ran off with Mike Stone. Remember, when she ran off with Mike Stone, she had been secretly seeing him for a year. And she took Lisa with her. We must remember this. Priscilla took Lisa with her, took her away from her father, Elvis Presley, away from her home, Graceland, to live with a stranger in an apartment with a stranger. Mike Stone was a stranger to Lisa. She didn't know him. Lisa Marie did not know Mike Stone. So then Priscilla will sit there. Now remember, she then goes on, eventually when she's with Michael Edwards, her new boyfriend, Priscilla's new boyfriend, he abuses Lisa. So there's no wonder that poor Lisa was a damaged person. And I say that with respect. She was damaged because she was dragged away from her father at the age of 4. Get past this guy. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? That if you were forced to live with a stranger when you're 4 years old, it's going to damage you. If you're then abused by your mother's boyfriend, you get what I'm saying? Michael Edwards, allegedly. It's going to damage you. It's going to make you be very confused and very traumatized. It's going to give you a difficult life. Come on, guys. If you have abuse as a young person, there's all kinds of abuse, not just sexual abuse. There's the abuse of losing your father. Do you get it, guys? So there's Priscilla will sit there at the book signing event in Graceland, Riley Keough's book signing event. And she will make excuses, trying to con and trick the public into thinking that everything was not her fault. Everything was not Priscilla's fault. You get what I'm saying to you guys? I'm making a point here, but it's all right. We're here now. We just made it. We're back home. I'm making a point, guys. There's a big scam happening. There's a big con. Yeah? Gonna turn the engine off and I'll have a quick chat with you while we're here, okay? There's a big con happening. I can read your comments now, guys, if you want to say anything. So there is a big con happening. The whole world is being conned. Now, the thing that the TCB logo live streams we did this morning, the standout thing that I noticed that with Priscilla lying, I think Priscilla's lying about that she completely takes full credit, except, the TCB words we know came from Elvis, but she takes credit for writing this design. Yeah. Now, why did she do that? Because Priscilla is trying to paint a picture that she did nothing wrong. She's trying to keep the fairy tale going. What is the fairy tale? Oh, me and Elvis were really happy, and then he was unfaithful, and that's why we split up. That is the fairy tale. You can chop it around any way you want. Priscilla wants the world to think that Elvis and Priscilla were deeply in love till the day he died, and the only reason things went wrong is because Elvis was unfaithful. That's the con. That's the con, yeah? And I would say 90% of the world still believe that. I think if you went up to a complete stranger and said to him, you know, oh, I'm an Elvis fan, I think one of the first things he'll say to you is, well, they mention the drugs straight away. This is another thing Priscilla doesn't do. Priscilla never mentions how unwell Elvis was. Elvis was very unwell, yeah? Priscilla never says that. She says Elvis took drugs. She doesn't say, oh, by the way, he had serious chronic medical problems. She doesn't say it. Now, one of the first things just a normal person, a man in the street, Joe Blogs, the general public, will say, oh, he took drugs and he was shagging everything in sight. Priscilla goes along with that. Priscilla will go along with the con of Elvis wanted to shag everything that he could. It's not true. Elvis was bored of sex. Elvis was not obsessed with shagging every woman he could find. Now, yes, Elvis lived as a single man. Yeah, so, you know, from 1968 onwards, Elvis 100% lived as a single man. So, yes, he chased women, pursued women, of course. Then you have a different Elvis in the 50s. In the 50s, Elvis lived as a single man, even though he had many different girlfriends. And he pursued women. Of course he did. He was in his late teens. He was in his early 20s. Of course he did. Yeah? I don't know why people hold it against him. That he would chat women up, that he fancied women, that he liked women, that he had different girlfriends. But to define Elvis as just being a sex addict is so unfair to him. It is so unfair. I think even Elvis would be the first one to defend himself. You shouldn't define Elvis by the fact he lived as a single man. Elvis was a beautiful man inside and out with a magic gift within his voice, with the way he looked, how he performed, his personality, his heart. He had the golden heart, a beautiful heart. Obviously a very religious man, yeah? But the point is, we could talk about all the qualities Elvis had. Elvis, a very intelligent man, a very well-read man, yeah? So, but in the modern world, what do they say? He was a good singer, good-looking man, sexy man, but all he wanted to do was shag women and take drugs and eat. It's so unfair. It is so unfair. Elvis, the way he is perceived in the world is so far from the truth. I really wish the world would see Elvis for the man that he is, the man that he was, the man he came to be, yeah? But instead, the world is conditioned and brainwashed into believing the bullshit. And the problem we've got is one of the main people that has a very sly way of portraying Elvis incorrectly is Priscilla Presley. She's done the damage. She's very clever with it, how she does it. She's subtle. She'll praise Elvis. She'll praise him all day long. But then you read between the lines on what she's doing, and Elvis's image is being damaged every day. Of course, we're worried what's going to go in her new book. We'll see. We'll see. I think she'll be careful what she puts in the new book, because she's careful about, she has this intention to be buried in the meditation gardens. I think she may be careful. She's probably going to try and undo some of the damage that was done from her point of view by Lisa Marie's words. Riley Keough kept these words in the book From Here to the Great Unknown. So she's probably going to do some damage limitation there, isn't she? So watch this space. But the bottom line is, to end this live stream, Priscilla lies. Priscilla lies. Don't trust her. For entertainment purposes only, just an opinion. Gotta go, guys. Take care. See you all soon. Love to all of you.